Ascend is actually one of my favourite songs on the album. It always was ever since Gunsey sent over the sort of first instrumental demo. Actually, he had that lead guitar that used to, it comes in at the start, it comes in at the end of the song before. I think it was a very natural one, you know, that kind of rhythm that comes in after the start, after the intro, the verse, kind of main riff. And the chorus is a big one too. I remember that me and Scott kind of, you know, we sat in the studio and we stewed over it for a whole afternoon, it felt like.
I absolutely love Ascend, which is weird because when we were demoing this song, I honestly thought it was going to be a B-side until I started writing the vocals for it, and then the song took a total U-turn for me. This song has without a doubt my favourite chorus that I've ever written. And the strange thing is, it wasn't even the original chorus that I'd written for the song. Like, I had something else and I really liked it, and then when we were tracking it, I realised that it just wasn't really working, so I come up with this new chorus on the spot, which is the one that made it on the album, and I'm so glad we changed it because, as I says, it's my favourite chorus that I've ever written. It just suits the song so well.
Again, this is one of my favourites, but this was a favourite from quite early on. I remember when the demo first came through for this, I was a massive fan. I loved that the sort of middle eight goes into 3/4. I love the end breakdown as well, the kind of that was just quite fun to play with in the drums because there's a lot you can do in that within the parameters of that riff. So there's some pretty cool fills and stuff throughout the song, start to finish. I just loved it. I loved the feel, I loved the groove, I loved the riffs, and that chorus is one of the darkest things I've heard Kennedy do. I love the strings that were added in the background as well.
I think Ascend came quite late on in the writing process. It was never really one of my favourites. I'd go as far to say it was my least favourite, and then when I heard the vocals back, it became one of my favourites. Like, Kennedy absolutely smashed that chorus.
Ascend is probably one of my favourite songs vocal wise. Like, I like all these kind of Corey Taylor-esque kind of vocals going on. The chorus for that song is absolutely amazing. Kennedy absolutely nailed it again. It gets really epic towards the end with that kind of guitar lead, which is amazing. So I think it's a big finisher for that song.
There's also a little Easter egg in Ascend. I don't know if anyone's heard this yet, but just before the breakdown kicks in the middle, before it goes into the 3/4 breakdown, there's like a tiny little gap. And if you listen closely, you can hear me screaming like I've fucking stubbed my toe and something. This was actually from later in the song. I just kept on fucking up this one fill, and Nolly, who tracked the drums for this album, cut out the sample, and him and Gunsey, when they were mixing it, decided to pop it in that gap. So next time you listen to the song, turn the volume up just before it drops into the middle breakdown, and you'll hear me screaming like a fucking idiot.
Nolly recorded that and kept it, and he wanted to use it somewhere on the album, and then the last day of mixing we just thought that was a perfect spot for it, and we just wanted to keep it low enough in the mix that you almost wouldn't know it was there, but wee Easter egg for you.
That's vocals done.
And I always like that outro as well, the kind of like fast hammer on guitar rhythm. I'm really glad that song made it to the album, and I'm really glad that song sounds how it does.